Yes, guys, big up to everyone. Thank you very much for joining me again. Hope you're all doing well. Guys, welcome to the call-in show. Obviously, it's usually on Wednesday nights, but, we saw West Ham winning European goal. We're European trophy. I was about to say European goal. A European trophy on Wednesday night. Big up to West Ham. I was actually proper happy for them as well. I was actually proper happy for the Hammers. I've got no problem with West Ham. Don't really bother me. So, yeah, I'm happy for West Ham winning a European trophy. Big up to them. Spurs are definitely in the mud. So this is going to be the call-in show, guys. Things to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Obviously, McAllister is officially now a Liverpool player. There's links to Thuram and Koné today. David Lynch and Neil Jones and Paul Joyce, of all people, have said that Liverpool are after either Koné, Thuram, Gravenberch, Lavia, and is it Vega, the player from Celta Vigo. Apparently, they're the players we're looking at in midfield. No one else. It's either going to be one more or two more of that list. So we're going to chat about that as well. We got Enz coming in soon. It's just going to be a couple of minutes. He's going to come in. He's going to join me today on this. He's going to be the host with me for this call-in show. And then what we'll do, once everyone's ready to go, we've got people coming in here. We'll open up the call lines, get you guys come in and have your say. What we're going to do, we're going to bring in one at a time, and you got 3 minutes. So the new rules, we're going to bring in one at a time. 3 minutes, have your say. Once your 3 minutes is up, we'll get you out of here, chop up what you've been saying, and then we'll get the next caller on and just keep it moving. If it's a quiet night, and we haven't got many people on, we'll get more of you on at the same time, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, guys? Hope that is good with all of you. And we're waiting for Enz. As soon as their man comes in, we'll open up phone lines, because if I open up phone lines now, Enz is not going to get in. So, we're just waiting for Enz. He's got the link, so we're just waiting on him. But, guys, how's everyone in the chat? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying the weather at the moment in sunny England for once. So I hope you're all enjoying the weather. It's nice and warm now. Summer is finally here. And who watched the West Ham game last night, man? Who watched the West Ham game last night? Let me know in the live chat. I thought it was a decent game. Didn't think it was too bad of a European final. Florentina bossed quite a lot of the game. But yeah, Jared Bowen, eh? My man, Jared Bowen. My man, Barry Joey. My man, Jared Bowen, eh? Telling you, I've been talking about him for time. Getting the winner in the European finals. Not for everyone. It's not for everyone, man. A winner in the European final. 90th minute winner. Yeah, big up Jared Bowen. He scuffed the shot, but the shot, he missed the shot, man. He missed the shot. What have I got here? All right, yeah, cool. Sorry, I just got a message that took my eye off the ball. Big up Cass, by the way. Big up to Cass. I wanted them to lose because David Moyes was former Man United and Everton manager. Oh, Bruno, come on. Oh, you know what? I was actually happy for Moisey winning his first trophy and a European trophy. Did you see the dad dance at the end when he's like that? The dad dance. Yeah, the dad dance. Moisey was doing it, man. Yeah. Spurs fans have got to hold that. You know what I mean? Spurs fans. What must it be like waking up as a Spurs fan today? What must it be like waking up as a Spurs fan today? That must be horrible. That must be horrible. Big up to my brother-in-law, Ben, and my nephew, Bobby. They're big Spurs fans. I haven't spoken to him yet, but yeah, waking up as a Spurs fan might not be pleasant today. Let's get my man in here, Enz.
Yo, what's good, man? What's good?
You're good, man.
Can you hear me, yeah?
Yeah, loud and clear, mate. Loud and clear.
I haven't plugged my headphones in, but sure it's all right. How are you? Good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. We're just talking about West Ham winning a European trophy last night.
Woo!
Spurs fan.
Rice is a piece of... He's not that good, by the way. Just want to drop that before I start talking about West Ham.
Who's not that good?
Declan Rice.
You're not a Declan Rice fan?
Nah, Jamie, I was watching it. I'll let you carry on, then I'll go into it. Unless you want me to answer.
Go. Let's open up a can of worms. So
So I've always said that I don't think he offers anything special to a team. He just runs around, loses the ball all the time, and then tries to win it back. Yesterday, I watched him play for his team, and he was non-existent. But every time the pundits were talking, they were like, "Oh, Declan Rice, well done to him today." I'm like, we did the watch along yesterday, and I'm like, what did you actually do?
No, you had a poor game.
I saw Bowen run back, chase man down, win the ball back. I saw Mikel run back, chase man down, win the ball back. And I'm like, Declan Rice, all I kept seeing you do was give the ball away.
Yeah.
Even from their goal, it was a media attempt to win a tackle for their goal.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. He was. I agree. I like Declan Rice as a player, but yesterday he wasn't good at all. Jarrod Bowen, though, my boy Jarrod Bowen, I've been talking about for a while.
He's a very good player.
I like Bowen. I think he's a good player. I think you put Jarrod Bowen in with better players, I think he could be all right.
I know.
Could be a good Salah deputy. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Trying to kick
Salah.
out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jarrod Bowen. I like Jarrod Bowen. Look, he scuffed the finish, but who cares? It went in. 90th minute winner. I mean, and another player I thought played really well. Is it? People say his name so many different ways, but I think it's Paquetá, ain't it?
Yeah.
I thought he was excellent yesterday. I thought he was excellent. He really stood out.
It was him and Bowen was the two players I thought, do you know what? You actually worked your socks off yesterday. So I think West Ham started pushing him a bit further forward as well in the second half because what's his name? What's the guy's name again? I've lost his Amrabat. Thank you, Geek. Amrabat yesterday was so cold. They had to push him a bit further forward to stop Amrabat from getting on the ball.
All right, Amrabat. Look, all that talk about is Amrabat. Is it just World Cup thing with Amrabat? Amrabat's cold, man. Amrabat's a quality number 6. He could, after that performance, I think he could have a lot of takers. I really do.
Hopefully, one of them is
Well, apparently it's Barcelona.
It's Barcelona. Great. You get him.
Yeah, he was running the game, man. What I liked about Amrabat's game is in the World Cup, what we saw in the World Cup of him being a destroyer, really, weren't it?
Yeah.
But in this game, he was dictating the play. He was finding areas in the pitch, space in the midfield. He was all over the place as well, dictating the way the game should be played. He ran that game in that first, most of that match. And he's a diamond of a footballer. There's no doubt about it. I thought Florentine looked good yesterday. I thought they were miles the best thing.
What? Okay. Obviously, I don't want to go off the subject. I don't know if you're going to touch on this yet, but what did you think about the penalty? Unless that's one of the. Because for me,
he punched it away from the. He punched it away.
Nah, Jamie, man. I think it's where the ball landed. So what he thought was, Bowen thought if I chest it in front of him, and the player thought, I'll just get my arm across you, and then get in front of you. But I think what happened was because of where the ball was, he tried to get the arm across, and then I don't think it was. Man.
I think it's soft. Don't get me wrong, but I can understand why it was given. With the laws of the game, it has to be given, and the laws have to be changed on penalties, especially handballs. There's no doubt about it.
Or referees can just stop being naive, man, and go, let me watch the whole tape. Because what they did, they tried to show half the tape. I'm like, if you watch the whole tape, what it ends up being is him putting his arm across him to get in front of him to shield him off. But they didn't show that when they kept freeze framing it, going backwards in that moment. I'm like, show the whole clip so that the referee can then, what I mean?
That's the issue with VAR, though, because their mates upstairs doing VAR are their mates on the pitch. So they don't want to embarrass them. So they're like, that's why it should be separate. VAR officials should have nothing to do with the on-field officials. They shouldn't even know them by name, and then you've got that separation where, they're not going, I'm not going, it's my mate on the pitch. I don't really want to upstage him and disappoint him. So I just go with his call. And it's bollocks. But look, it's a good game of football. But look, Liverpool, we're going to meet West Ham in Europa League next season, maybe in the knockout stages, who knows? But they are there, we are there, and we have got a superb player in ALEXIS MAC ALLISTER. Now, 35 million, apparently, is the price. Then I hear Sky Sports News say It's 35 billion plus maybe add-ons, and they put the word maybe because no one will know because it's undisclosed. But say it's just 35 million ends, flat fee, 35. Heck of a bargain, ain't it?
Great steal, man. For that type of player, honestly, man, for what he's going to offer us going forward, outstanding. And look, even if there's add-ons, I think every player now gets signed with an add-on because I think it's down to what they actually win or how many games they play, goals, etc., whatever that may be. So I think that probably goes up. But what he's going to be able to offer us in terms of his composure and his calmness on the ball and his vision, yeah, man, it should be really good. But I don't want us to just stop here now. But McAllister is a great addition to our team. We played Brighton, I think, three times this season. And every game we played them, bro, him and one was Lallana dominated the game. I think he was in the League Cup. And then the other one, McAllister in the Premier League, man. I remember him doing a Zidane spin through Fabinho and Henderson in the midfield. And we just couldn't live with him, man, in the way he plays. Lallana, I'm sure you've seen what Lallana said about him. He's similar to Modric in terms of he's not the strongest, he's not the quickest, but he lets the ball do the work and he lends the ball to players and gets it back and gets into the right area. So, man, I love the player, man. So let's see what happens, man.
So this is that's McAllister's heat map this season. That is from that is an all-action midfielder, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see that he's played in different positions, but obviously the main parts are down that left-hand side or left of him.
Yeah, the reddish bits. Yeah, that's where he does most of his devastation. I've got like where you see them red bits on the left-hand side. So if we say we're playing a 4-3-3 again next season and Trent just goes back to being the right back Trent used to be.
Yeah.
So you got Fabinho's probably going to be the first starter because he's the number 6 in our team. McAllister off the left. Then you need other players. Because we've got Hendo there who can play off the right. Harvey Elliott there who can play off the right.
Yeah.
But then we're looking at players like, because apparently David Lynch and that have said we're looking at Koné, Thuram, Gravenberch, and that geezer from Celta Vigo. Right, they're the players we're looking at. So if we're getting one of them, he's going to play off the right-hand side. Trent's going to be back in that 4-4-2 situation. Or at the World Cup, I believe I've got his World Cup final. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Where is it? It's that one. That's the World Cup final.
Right.
So McAllister played in a double pivot with the Paul. In that 2 there, Dembria, Messi, and Alvarez.
Yeah.
So and the other formations, he's played in more of attacking areas for Brighton. So and I think that's one where he played off the right and Caicedo off the left in sort of a double midfield when they play 3-4-3.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing here basically with him is that he's very versatile in that midfield area, isn't he?
Yeah,
you know, he's strong off the right, off the midfield 3, or you can play in a double pivot. He can play off that left-hand side. Because there's a lot of people that are wondering what Klopp is going to do with McAllister, how he's going to play McAllister. And I can understand people's trepidation because what's happened like this season just gone and players that come in and you sort of take away from their game a little bit. I think McAllister is that Gini Ronaldo replacement that we never really replaced when we let him go. I don't know about you, Ends. Similar qualities for me.
He has got the similar quality. I think obviously Thiago was meant to be that Gini Ronaldo replacement because we tried to play him in that same way, all action, trying to win the ball back, and then obviously that famous quote about Klopp taught him how to run. But I think McAllister is more within that Gini. But I think with Gini was really, really good. But I think McAllister is a lot more technically better, in my opinion, than what Gini was. But Gini was very good regardless. But McAllister, I think, offers us a bit more. Maybe we didn't use Gini in the right way because we saw for Netherlands, he started scoring goals. Okay, 1 second. I see in Netherlands, you know, he got played more in an advanced role, started scoring and assisting. But where for like Liverpool, he was more, you know, as the ball retainer, win the ball back and then, you know, try and recycle the play. And I think McAllister will do that. But like what you showed with the formations, he can play as a 10, he can play as an 8, he can play as a 6, double pivot, right, left side, he can play anywhere.
Yeah. He's definitely a diamond of a footballer, and I'm looking forward to what Klopp wants to do with him because Klopp. I think we're going to go back to 4-3-3. That Klopp's spoken about it before. That's his preferred formation. He likes. He'd first defend him with a 4 and not a 3. He likes the way Trent and Robbo get forward in them attacking areas, and it's all about protection in the midfield. Now, there's a lot of people talking about should we be buying a DM this season? A DM we should be looking for a number 6. And I've heard people's arguments of this, and some people have argued, look, we get the right players in. Say Liverpool get a Koné and I don't know. A Gravenberch and say McAllister, and then you've still got a Hendo, Fabinho, and Thiago as your other 3. Can you get away with not having a number 6 by them 3 being defensively good anyway and a better unit in front of the defence? So do you really need a number 6?
I think no, because Koné can play as a 6, and I think Thuram can play. And then Fab, look, I know people obviously said Fab hasn't, he's not been at his best for probably a season and a half now, but he can still do it with better players in and around him. I'm not saying he needs to rely on these players, but he can definitely be better. Henderson, if needs be, can go in the 6 as well. Thiago can play in the 6. I don't think there's a real rush to kind of get a 6, because if we get Koné and Thuram, both of them can ideally play in that role as well. And then still have and then Bajcetic as well. He's going to be back as well, and he can play in that role as well. So I don't think it's a must, because the type of players we're playing are so versatile. And as you saw as well from what you've shown, McAllister can play in a double pivot as well. So do we really need to buy a 6? I don't think we need to focus solely on that one. I just think we need to get midfielders that's going to give us the output in terms of goals and assists and be able to progress the ball forward. I think that's what we need more than replacing the 6. And if we can get a Koné and a Thuram, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because they can do the progressive side and they can do that box to box. They can do the 6 role as well. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, look, I've got my things with Fabinho, but if Fabinho's probably playing less minutes next season, I think that'll benefit him in a way. So I don't think that's going to be so much of a problem. Yes, I think if we defend better as a unit, I don't think we need to go and get a number 6. Like a pure utter 9, a number 6. Like a lot of Liverpool fans want a number 6 who just plays the 6, and nothing else. And I think Liverpool can get away with not having that this summer and get that the following summer if we buy players, because McAllister can defend. McAllister can play in that double pivot as we see for Argentina. He can get forward. He's got a good defensive mindset to his game anyway. Yeah, Thuram's got a good defensive mindset to his game, and so's Koné. So if you're buying them sort of players and you're keeping Hendo's around and Thiago's around, Fabinho's around, I don't think we need a number 6 straight away next summer. But I think the summer after, when you're looking at Fabinho and thinking, right, now we need to replace Fabinho maybe the summer after, I think that's when you do your business and look for an out-and-out 6 who just plays that 6, no other position, and is all out in that position. We've got, what we're going to do, we're going to bring in K-Mac now. Big up, K-Mac. How you doing, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Big up, Ends.
Big up, K.
I know what you just said. You're busy later, so we got you in quick.
Yeah,
early.
Yeah, I'm doing a panel at 7 as well.
Sweet.
But I couldn't miss your show, mate.
That's all good. What do you want to say, man? What do you want to say?
I just feel that we are really moving in the right direction. It feels like there's been a massive change at Liverpool, and we may well have just said to Klopp, "Do you want to just be a football manager now?" And we can do the transfers, because all the players that we're linked with are all the players that we would have been linked with under Edwards. Absolutely, they fit the sweet spot. They're all between 23 and 25. They're all around the £35 million mark. They've all played 200 games in all of their leagues, and they're all ready for the next step. And I can name a list of all the players that we're getting, because we are going big this season. Honestly, McAllister's the first, and you can probably thank Adam Lallana for that, by the way, because no one knew about that release clause, and he's his mate. We had his dad. We had McAllister's dad at Anfield in February, so we had him tied up as soon as we could. next in the conveyor belt is Thuram. Thuram's dad's already said that he wants to send him to Liverpool. Apparently, his dad has already been shown around Liverpool by his mate Thiago, who he used to play at Barcelona with. So got that link, and that's another 35 million pound player. And let's hope that Radcliffe doesn't buy Man United, because if he doesn't buy Man United, then he's ours, because we're straight in for him. And we should probably look at his brother. His brother's on a free transfer. He's 6'4" as well. He's an absolute monster. 25-year-old French international with 20 caps.
That Marcus.
Yeah,
he's apparently he's off to PSG. Apparently, I think that's almost done.
I mean, they want both of them, don't they? But it's never that rosy at PSG, is it? So, and the next one on the line is definitely Koné. The interesting thing about Koné is George Smac's son is a scout at Koné's club, and apparently 27 million is the rumor that we could get him for, and they want to sell. He's only got 2 years left on his contract. He is ready to pop as well. He could do the 6. He could do the 6. He could. He could run all day and all night.
I'm just reading here. There's some rumours going around that Liverpool to Koné could be the next one in a couple of weeks' time. They're talking right now, apparently. Rumours going around at the moment. It's a £35 million package. So I think Liverpool. I think Liverpool want to get all their work done. I think Liverpool just want to get all their work done. Look, what helps with the Koné situation is that Big George's son is obviously the sporting director at Gladbach. So that helps it. What we've got to say is a big thing to Waldy. He's the man who basically did the McAllister deal. I know Big George is in, but Julian Ward apparently has been taking care of this transfer deal. Basically, that's his last one for Liverpool. So yeah, he did the McAllister deal, and Big George is going to do the Koné and Thuram deal. So yeah, that's
Jamie. If you're no longer in the job, I'm not giving you credit for it, mate. Big George, he's the one getting these transfers.
I
think Big George finished it off. I think that's what he did.
Listen,
he just walked in, didn't he? Slammed the door.
Tuchel came in and won a Champions League after Lampard got them there. So is what it is, man. I'm not giving him credit. He weren't in the job.
And we ain't finished yet either. So I honestly believe that we're going to get Dominic Szoboszlai from Leipzig.
Is that more what you want though, K-Mac, or is that what you?
No, I honestly feel like he's the one we're going for, and I think the Viega is the red herring. Everyone thinks we're going to go for him, and we're gonna get him under the radar.
We're just gonna a bid goes in 40 million, bang, he's our player. Is that we
53 million.
Hey, listen,
got a release clause.
I'm here for it.
We're going round.
Listen, I'm here for it, K-Mac. Great player, man.
He is sick. He's the captain as well. He is the captain as well for his international team. He's 22.
I mean, yeah.
And then you got Van der Ven as well, Mickey Van der Ven, the speed demon who can play left centre back and left back, and he's the player that George Smack signed for Wolfsburg. Honestly, all of these things tie in to why we got George Smacked in the first place.
You see what signing one player makes it do, because I'm seeing K-Mac smile, I see Jamie smiling, I'm smiling, I'm guys in the car. Just by signing one player. That's
just one player
with a good quality. Well, maybe it's a midfielder, that's why. But
and it's not only signing one player, is it? It's signing that player on the cheap. It makes you smile even more. Getting him half price.
Look, I don't, and also I've already seen things on Twitter today about people saying, we ain't going to spend that 200 million everyone's been asking for. FSG are going to do this cheap again, and what's it matter? As long as they're all quality that come in. So you're going to turn down McAllister for 35 million because he's cheap.
He's a World Cup winner.
You can get Koné and McAllister for 70 million combined when a certain Chelsea boy is going to Man United for 7 million. It's what we like. It's not always what you spend. Look at Chelsea. Look at United in years. You can spend hundreds of millions, and if you buy garbage, you've got garbage. It's just,
You know what impresses me the most about it? It's the package. It's the whole package. It's the fact that these players are not demanding 350 grand a week. You know, Jude Bellingham's going to be on 400 grand a week at Real Madrid, according to the numbers. Like, we were never ever going to do that. Like, that's just absurd. You know, we're probably going to get McAllister on 100 grand a week. Thuram on what? 50? He's on 14 grand a week at the moment at Nice. Koné's on 15 grand a week. These are the players we should be signing because they're not going to cost the earth and they're not going to substantially cost us like 20, 30, 40 million in the whole package. So we're doing smart business, and it's the business that we should have done a couple of years ago because these players were available then. But you know, it is what it is, and you know we're pushing for that. We're pushing for that Champions League now, and I also think that piece that Sky Sports said about add-ons, the add-on has to be if you get us into the Champions League. It has to be. Has to be.
I don't mind that. Even 55 million. If 55 million is the full transfer, for me that's still a bargain, considering what players are going for. You know, he's a Chelsea boy who looks like a proper Chelsea player. Gallagher. You probably could. If you went to buy him tomorrow from Chelsea, I bet they're asking 50 mil. So this is where you got to look. You know, in today's market, look, is McAllister a 55, 60 million pound player? Maybe not so much, but if you look at today's market and the way players go, Gibbs White went for 45 million. You know, and he's a decent player, but is he 45 million?
Hey, Jamie, you're talking about World Cup winner here, man. Of course he's worth that.
He's a good player.
You're talking about a World Cup winner who's turned down Champions League football to come and play for Liverpool. You know, let's just get it straight. Like, the guy's going to come in as a hero anyway. Yeah. Because he turned down Man United, Man City, and Chelsea to come and play for us, and to not play Champions League football. They're the guys we want. They're the guys we want at the club, and that guy is never injured. Like, he's not had any injuries his whole career.
Hey, Mac, don't jinx the thing.
And he has played. He has played some clubs as well. Like, he's a winner. I can't wait.
So Paul Joyce thinks we're going to buy 2 extra midfielders. And they're going to be between Thuram, Koné, Lavia, and Ryan Gravenberch. That's the list.
I don't want Lavia, man.
I don't want Lavia.
That's apparent. Oh, thank God.
I don't want Gravenberch.
I got absolutely ripped apart and my heart taken out for saying I don't want Lavia this season.
Nah, it's not that he's not proven, because obviously everyone's going to say he's proven in the Prem, which is cool. I get it. But I feel like he's the step below what we need in this moment. I feel like he's like, if we get the midfield sorted, he's like a player I wouldn't mind getting next season to be, if we sell Fab, obviously Henderson, less minutes, maybe he's gone, Thiago out of contract, then he's the player I don't mind. Okay, cool. He can be that replacement for a Thiago. But I think at the moment we need to get players that's going to help us go and attempt to win this league or attempt to compete again. And the players that we're currently linked with, apart from him, feel like he's just a season out. And that's not a knock to the player because he's still a good player. But yeah, man, I think the Koné, Thuram are much better players and they're a bit far ahead in terms of their development than what Lavia is. But not to say he's not a good player.
No, I totally agree. And I think where we're looking is definitely the best way is we're looking at players that have got like 200 games under their belt. You know, they're proven that, you know, they can take the knocks. Like, Lavia was injured for like half a season, wasn't he? Remember that injury he got?
Plus, he's a Man City boy anyway, so.
What it is, Lavia's going to go somewhere this summer because next summer he's got that buyback clause to go to Man City. So teams go look at Lavia and think, we might not be ready for him this season, but we don't want him going back to Man City the following season. So do you just snap him up now? I think that's the way a lot of clubs go think about Lavia, because he's obviously a player. There's quality there.
Is it a guarantee, though, Jamie, that he will go there? Because he could have a shit season. And then Man City are like, well, we're not going to spend 50 million on you and activate.
Yeah, I mean, that could. That's the gamble you take, I suppose, in football, isn't it?
It's not gamble we need, what I'm trying to say.
No, we don't need that gamble right now.
He could struggle in the Championship. It's happened to so many players and so many teams that have gone down. Like, they honestly thought they were just going to bounce back up. And they're still there, some of them. Like the amount of teams that are in there and Luton got promoted. You know what I mean? It's a tough league, and Lavia might not be up for it. You just don't know.
Exactly. Jay, what do you? Oh yeah, Gangadee. We said it earlier. Amrabat was quality yesterday.
Amrabat looked like a prime Fabinho for me.
He did. He played like Fabinho back in when we first got him. Yeah, Amrabat's quality. Everyone went, "Oh, it's World Cup hype." The man's quality. Let's just let it be, man. The man is a good footballer, and he's one of the best number 6s in Europe right now.
We had his agents over to Liverpool twice during the World Cup, by the way. Amrabat. That was a very, very strong possibility. But he wants to go to Barcelona.
Yeah, he wants Spain, don't he? And soon as Klopp hears that, he ain't going to go for you. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. Right, I'm going to say one thing before we get a call. So what I'll do, we'll talk about Jude in a minute, and then I'll get you off to go and do your show, and then I'll get the callers in, all right, my man?
Yeah, right.
Jude Bellingham. So he's gone to Real Madrid. Right, so the price that Real Madrid are bought him for is, if you put it into pounds sterling, it's exactly the valuation Liverpool valued him at. And if you go back to when because apparently it's true, Liverpool put in an offer for Jude Bellingham of 80 to 85 million, yeah? That is what they valued him at. They put in that offer. I think it's very obvious that Jude just turned us down and wanted to play for Real Madrid. And as Liverpool fans, sometimes you just got to hold that and just go, look, it's Real Madrid at the end of the day. I can understand. Also, the rumoured 14 to 15 million pound a year that he's going to get paid at Real Madrid. I was told Jude don't care about money. Yeah, of course he don't. Yeah, no one cares about money. I don't give a shit about money. If you give me 400 grand a week, I'm going. 400 grand a week. Of course you care about money. Come on, who don't care about money? It's mental. I personally think Jude turned us down. I think he was flirting with the idea of maybe going to Liverpool. But as soon as he heard Real Madrid wanted him, and his agent went, no, look, Real Madrid want your son. Don't be stupid. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You can't turn that down.
I was chatting to my mate last night on my channel, and he told me something about Jude Bellingham, which I've not heard from anybody or anywhere. And this is really breaking news, by the way. So he works with a guy who plays amateur football up in Birmingham, and Mark Bellingham plays in the team with them. So they play amateur football up in Birmingham, and Mark Bellingham, Jude's dad, actually plays in the team. And they've won the quad about 4 times in this league. Anyway, that's regardless. But what he told me was anyone who's been, and so obviously the guys have a chat in the changing room and stuff. And Mark Bellingham's never ever said that he's spoken to Liverpool or Jude's thinking about signing for Liverpool. He has always been going to Real Madrid, always. And that was from the middle of last year. So all of this stuff is bull. He was always going to Real Madrid, and he's never ever said otherwise. And this is his dad. Okay, so all of his media,
it came back. He started from the fan base. It didn't start from journos. Journos kind of just picked up off everyone else talking.
Well, Mark Bellingham even said, he said, no, he's going to Real Madrid. That's the plan. That is the trajectory that we plan for my son, and Real Madrid is his next option, and that's it. There's never ever been another conversation.
You know what? It was because of the Henderson celebration with him. It was a picture with him and Trent. I'm like, they're just mates that go out and have something to eat.
Yeah, and we just.
And you know the craziest part? When people saw that picture, do you know Foden was there as well, within that group? And who else was in that group? I think not Mount. There was another player there as well.
Wasn't it Rice?
It might have been, but it was more than just Jude, and it was more than Jude and Trent there. There was a group. I think Reece James was the other one as well. They were just having them. Everyone was there, but those were the two because they're really close. They spent a lot of time on the England camp together.
It's the same with the Mbappe. It's the same with the Mbappe thing. Mbappe's mum, for whatever it is, Mbappe's mum just supports Liverpool. Yeah. So for a birthday gift, he got Jurgen Klopp and John Henry to meet his mum and then it all just went a bit, it just went all over the top
Came out with
after
a
that.
bus.
The
You're
Mbappe thing,
Yeah.
we actually took Mbappe to Liverpool, by the way, and showed him around the ground when he was like 16.
Yeah.
That happened. Okay, 100% that happened. And he turned us down and went to PSG. That is a
Nothing
fact.
wrong with it.
We tried for him when he was a kid.
Yeah.
You know how many photos of players they take together on the night out and no one ever goes, he must be leaving. He must be going to that team.
Because footballers can't have footballing friends. That's not allowed.
No, look, I'm not saying that we didn't probably look at getting him in, because look, he's a very good player, but it makes sense us not spending that kind of money, especially now we can get 3 players for the price of 1. Makes more sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Well,
great
100%.
job.
100%. We can get 4 for the price of 2.
Yeah, the
You know what I
Fekir,
mean?
the Fekir stuff still has Liverpool fans in a bit of PTSD. Don't
Right
they?
now, but what? No, because Jamie, I saw this on Twitter and I was like, it's not like we just signed players in the summer and we signed someone in January. So why are we still so shaken up by a player?
No, I don't know. Fekir
Is
is
it
not
the
really
midfield?
gone.
Is it the midfield thing then? Is it because
Yeah,
it's
it must be.
midfielder
It must be.
He
I
was
mean, you
like,
look at Fekir, and I
he
think
was a
he's pretty average.
ridiculous price as well, wasn't he? I remember he was like something like
no, but he
50,
was
70 million or something, wasn't he?
To be
good
fair to
around-
Fekir, when we was after him at the time, he
Yeah.
was one of them new French players coming through, weren't he? But as he's gone on with his career, I don't think he's really lived up to that.
The
that
Liverpool
hype.
thing hurt him, Jamie, man.
Yeah. His brother
I did an interview and the dream didn't come true.
He got rid of everyone after that fell through, didn't he? He got rid of everyone, his agents, everybody. Right, K-Mac, I'm going to have to get you off, my man. You go and do your own show, my friend.
Big up, bro.
Have a good one, man. Have a good one, guys. I'll tune in
And
later.
you, my man.
See you later.
Sweet, man.
See you later,
on, mate. All right. What we're going to do, we're going to open up the phone lines for the beautiful people to come in.
Dun, dun, dun.
There we go.
Should be interesting.
So, let's link it. So, guys, oh my God, where did I go? There you go. There it is. So, guys, the link is in the chat. Make sure you go and I will pin it in the chat. There you go. So, the link is pinned, guys. Make sure you go over there. So, what we're going to do, we're going to get people in at one at a time. We're going to do one at a time. We have got a timer. There you go. All right, we got a 3-minute timer. Everyone's going to come in, have their say. Once you've had your say, me and Enz will chop it up, and then we'll get the next person in. If we have a really quiet night towards the end, we can bring more than one person in. But till then, 3 minutes is 3 minutes. Right, who's first on the chopping board here? You've Raj. Let's bring him in. How you doing, my man?
Good, I'm good. Big up, by the way, Enz and Damien.
Big up, bro.
Big up. I mean, yeah.
Hang on, let me start your time. Ready? You got 3 minutes.
Right.
Go.
Fine. On the Bellingham thing, before I go on, McAllister, it should be principle because we've wasted a whole year for him. We wasted a whole year for Bellingham, right? That was the idea. We wasted a whole year. We should have got him. Either way, no matter if you rate him or not, we should have got him by principle. Like I said, they wasted a whole year on us. But yeah, another discussion. Look, 35 million's cheap. 35 million's a bargain. I'm happy, man. Look, the other two, I can't really. I think we will get both Koné and Thuram, but I'm not gonna put full trust because I know our owners. Because our owners seem to pull something out the bag, which somehow annoys us because they always pull out something. So, yeah, I'm happy that we're getting McAllister 35 million. Koné, Thuram hopefully come in. It could be 4 as well. I don't know. Apparently, it could be 4. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. But 4 midfielders would be very good. I hope we get 4. But that's probably just a dream because we only get 3 midfielders and a centre back and a right back potentially. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with us, the McAllister signing. Quality player. I think he's worth at least £70 more. I don't know. I think he's worth. I rate McAllister so highly. I think he's worth 70 million. But we got 35, and look, that gives us room for the budget. The budget's now going to be probably that we still have a big budget for a centre back now. We can spend that big money on a centre back now, who is quality. Like that Wolfsburg defender, I'm not going to lie, I've not watched him. But I'll just take him as a defender. You know, it's not worse. And yeah, I'm just happy that we're actually going for the right players. We're acting fast. We're getting these business done early. And if we get these done early, I'll be happy. Just get these done early for me, and then we can sell them in the preseason. Thuram can get used to it. Koné and them, if we get them in. McAllister's already proven. I can assume McAllister's going to be. I think he'll be signed in the summer. I think the signing, I can predict he'll be signed in the summer. But yeah, overall, I'm just happy that we're linked with quality players. And look, we're acting fast, and that's why I like getting these business done early. And you know what I like as well? Like last summer, it was just Jude or nothing. Like it was just one target. This summer, there's a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. Like it's good business. We're actually not going on one target. If just for example, Thuram costs £60 million, we don't want to pay that. Another one. If Koné costs a big fee, for this example, we go down. So I'm just happy that we have other options is there in case one goes wrong. But I'm expecting Koné and Thuram to come. If we're serious about Koné and Thuram, we get them in simple. So yeah, but overall, I'm just happy with the signings we're linked to.
Big up, my man.
Nice.
Big up to you. Big up to you. And this is how everyone's going to leave.
You cheeky little fucker.
Here we go. Big up you, Raj. We'll chop that up now, what you've said there. Big up to you. Keep well, mate. See you soon.
Yeah.
So, do we need 4 midfielders?
I think 3 is enough, and then next season we add the next one. Obviously, if Fab hasn't kind of fixed up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Yeah, but so if Fab doesn't fix up by next season, you could possibly sell him, and then we know Thiago ain't going to get a new contract. So I think 4, yes, but I think 3 now this season, and then add the extra one for next season.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
definitely. McAllister, yeah, McAllister's definitely a bargain, no matter what anyone says.
What about to his point about he thinks Mac is going to be the standout or player of the season for us, or the signing of the season?
I mean, it's hard because we don't know what else everyone's got going on right now. Man United apparently interested in that Napoli defender. What's his name?
Kim.
Yeah, and he's going to be around 40 million, which could be a good price.
But they have to. But the trouble is, Jamie, they have to wait a few weeks because that doesn't get active until I think the end of this month. So, and then by then you got us. We could be interested. Yeah. We need a centre back. You would probably say we could look at that and go, 40 million ain't too bad. Or is it 40 million per? No, it'd be euros, wouldn't it? Bayern might be interested. Top teams might look and go, we can't just allow Man United to get him for that cheap.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, a good call you've had. Big up to you. Right, let's bring in Paul now. Big up, Paul. How you doing, man?
I'm fine. How are you, mate?
Big up, Paul.
We're good. Good.
Go
for it.
Right, about the Bellingham business. I'm glad it's all over, mate. It's been driving me at the wall for God knows how long. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm glad it's all over and we didn't get him, to be honest with you. Personally, I'm happy with it. I'm quietly optimistic about the signings that we've made. After being pessimistic, but I'm quietly optimistic. If we don't get either of those two, then we can go in and get Graven Batch. We can go and get that. We can go and get him quite easily. But I'm quite happily confident about our chances next season if we get these signings over the line. But the one thing I'm disappointed about is not getting a replacement for Fabinho. I wanted him sold. I don't care. For me, he has not been a success for us. He has been inconsistent. He has 2 good games, and after that, he has 3 bad games. That's not good return on value of quality, really. So I'm not a big fan of Fabinho. I like to see him go along. And I know the ideal replacement as well. And we can get him for 20 million from Boca Juniors, Alan Varela. Go and look him up and go and watch him. And tell me he's a mix of Mascherano and Xabi Alonso. So
what's his name again?
Alan Varela from Boca Juniors. And look at his and just look at his strengths and his weaknesses, and look at his strengths. and you'll see what I mean. This boy is a hybrid footballer, mate. Hybrid defensive midfielder. He will do a good job for us.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Paul, do you mind me jumping in, Paul, in terms of
Go ahead. Far away.
about the fab point? You said obviously he hasn't been a success, but wouldn't you say that he has been?
He's been a minor success, but he's not been a great success. Let's be honest.
But then, wouldn't you say without him in the role that he played for us, we probably? I'm not going to say it was down to him why we won the trophies we won, but he was a big part of why we won the Premier League, the Champions League. If you want,
he wasn't there. We won the Champions League. He wasn't there. We won the Champions League.
What do you mean?
He wasn't there. He wasn't part of our Champions League winning team. It was Wijnaldum.
Yeah, Fab.
Fab played in the 6 in that game.
No, he didn't. Not in the Champions League final, he didn't.
Go and have a look. Oh, Jamie's on the ball.
I'm on it.
I'm pretty sure he played in the Champions League.
And my final point is, I'm glad we ain't going for Mason Mount. God, I would have been angry, and I would have been incandescent with rage if we signed him. That's to end it. That's my time done.
Big up, man. Big up. You know what's coming.
You cheeky little fucker.
Big up, Paul. Big up, Paul. We'll see you again soon. With me and Enzo, we'll chop that up now, right, man? We'll chop that up now. See you later, man. No worries, mate.
Go on.
Big up, Sean, the super chat. Big up, Jamie and Enz. Thank you very much, Sean.
Big up,
Appreciate
Sean,
love.
man.
Appreciate love. Go on, Enz.
Nah, man, he definitely did play. Big up to the chat. I see you guys going crazy there as well. No, he did play because he made me question it because he played in the semi-final because he played really well against Barcelona. Then in the final, he was amazing. So it's a bit harsh, Paul, to say that he wasn't a part of the success because he was a huge part, man. With him just lone wolfing the 6 and protecting defense through all them years, man, it's hard to say that he wasn't a part of that successful team. I guess now we will want to sell him because he hasn't been the Fab we all know. Yeah. But man, I can't let that one slide, Paul. I'm sorry.
Paul, they're coming for you, my man.
And then to the Mason Mount one, Paul's always said this about Mason Mount. He just doesn't want him.
No.
I like Mason Mount though. For me, but I like him, Jamie. I can't lie.
I think Mason Mount's all right, man. I think Mason Mount's just going through a time in his career at the moment where he's a bit in limbo. Like he's not getting in the Chelsea team for some reason or another. Other fans don't like him. I think a lot of, do you know what it is? I think it's more of Mason Mount's image. That he's got. I think people just don't like him for some reason, and I think he's an all right footballer. Look, there's a lot of garbage players in the league. I don't think Mason Mount's one of them. We'll need two-time. I want to need 2-time Player of the Year for Chelsea. Only Eden Hazard's done that. I mean, I don't think he's terrible. Can you get better? Yeah, of course you can. But look, let him go to Man United. He looks like a Man United signing to me. When I look at the way he plays, I think he suits Man United down to a ground, and I think he'd probably do all right at Man United. But nah.
Sorry, I see one of the
comments. Paul, man. Look, Paul, I love you, Paul. I really do. I do. You're always welcome here, but you've had a bad one there, son. You've had a bad one. Right. Yeah. Let's get our next caller on. It is the one, the only, Bruno.
Hi.
Wow.
Bruno.
Hey, on, Bruno. Go for it, Bruno. Go.
McAllister deal. It's a good start. But if you think I'm going to let FSG, Don W. Henry, off the hook, no way. We need 5 players. 5 more players. I don't want to hear excuses, right? You've given him a £250 million budget. I don't want to hear excuses. 5 more players. That's 2 extra midfielders. That's enough competition for Saga and the centre-back and a right-back. It's got to happen. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear, hey, we can't afford any of this crap. I don't want to hear it. We need 5 more players. That's a good start. Okay, yeah, you bought McAllister in, 35 million. Next, I want you to see, go to Nice now, £40 million on the table right there. Accept it. If they don't accept, 45 million. Same with the another one. I think it was what after Koné, I think was the other one. Go to their team, £35 million. No faffing around. None of this taking 2-3 weeks. And also, why in the name of garbage do they take so long to announce this deal? Why did they take 10 years to announce it?
Bruno, transfer is only opened yesterday.
It's not. Is it even open yet? It's I don't even. Is it open yet? The transfer window.
We get open over today or tomorrow.
But the thing is, because I've seen other deals being announced, like Benzema apparently has gone to Saudi Arabia, Messi's gone to Saudi
transfer
Arabia.
window though, Bruno.
And I'm thinking, hang on a second. They said the deal was going to be announced after the Brighton's last game. Brighton's last game finished, no announcement. What in the name of garbage was that? Come on, like.
Bruno, it's not Bruno. It's a lot more in it than you just offering the money, and then there's player rights, there's image rights, there is compensation package you have to give certain, the agent fees. There's a lot more to it. He has to find a house first as well. There's so much in it, bro. He can't just go, oh, here's the money, sign here. It doesn't just work like that. So it will take time, and sometimes the printers are not working, bro. Sometimes the fax machine don't work in Man United's case. It happens sometimes. But we signed him now, Bruno. Be happy, man.
Yeah, I'm glad that's finally done. And the Jude Bellingham, I'm dancing that this is finally over and done. Right?
Yeah.
And by the way, this is all Klopp and FSG's fault, because like the previous caller was saying, he sits there, waits 2 years, 2 seasons wasted. 2 seasons. Remember 2021 season? Fell off a cliff. Yeah? Last season, yeah, we almost did the quadruple. If we had bought the midfielders, we wouldn't be in this mess. Now we have to bring in 3 midfielders because you've let go of 3. You have to bring 3 in. You've got no choice now. And
Jamie, sorry, Bruno. Just before you have to go, Bruno, I just have to ask you the question because I know Jamie's gonna drop that in a second. If FSG matches your demands that you've asked for, 4 and 5 players that you said that's what you want, and they match your demands, are you going to change your stance to FSG in?
I will only change it when I see consistency, consistent investment. Do you understand? It's not just
but you asked them, Bruno, you said just now, if we get these players, then okay, FSG is what they did what I need them to do. So if they do what you need for them to do and match your demands, 4 or 5 players come in this window, are you going to change your stance? Yes or no?
No, because I need to see consistency, mate. I need to see consistency.
Right, fair enough.
I need to see next summer transfer window, another transfer window, the transfer window after that, the transfer after that. That's what I need to see, not just one transfer window. And then remember what happened? I think it was 2021. Look what happened in that transfer window. Didn't invest. We fell off a cliff, and the rest is history. So that's why I want to see consistency. Otherwise, this guy, I'm going to be on his neck. Yeah, I'm going to be I'm going to do the Undertaker's, the Undertaker on him. I'm going to do Randy Orton on him. Anyway,
there's no pleasing you. I hear you.
I've got to get going because others have got to come
Bruno.
on. Thank you very much.
Big up, Bruno.
No worries, man. Big up, Bruno. Big up.
Bye,
See you later, man. Yeah, look, I love Bruno. Bruno's great, but yeah, look, with the McAllister, why it took so long? It's what is it? What is it today? It's the 8th of June. It's like
is the last 2 guys had a drink? Is that what it is, Jamie?
I think what it is. McAllister went away. The season ended. We had the season end 2 weeks ago, the cup final last week. So season's only just ended. So no, we're the only Premier League team that's bought players so far. So it's like, look, McAllister deal's done. Liverpool wait to announce the thing when they want to announce it. It's look, we know the Liverpool deal's been done for a while. Announcements don't really matter to me. It's all done. And yeah,
I reckon
consistency with FSG.
Before they come on, Jamie.
I love them.
Two wild shouts.
Bruno's spot on. We need consistent investment needed year after year. I agree. I agree with Paul and Bruno. I think, we've got to make sure FSG are more consistent through the years, and I think they'll have more backing. I really do. And yeah, it's all good for me. It's all good for me. Right, the one and only Jenny coming on now. How you doing, Jenny? How you doing,
Jenny?
Jen? How
I'm
you doing?
okay.
Awesome,
Good.
awesome.
How are you, go?
We're good, Jen.
I'm good. I'm good.
We're good. We're good.
I got to say about Bellingham. I am really disappointed about Bellingham.
You're still disappointed about Bellingham?
Yes.
What are you disappointed about, Jen? That we didn't get him, or we wasted time?
Didn't go putting a 100 mil on the table straight away.
100 mil on the table straight away. Look, I can understand it, Jen. It's a difficult one because Liverpool needs so much surgery. If you go 100 mil on Jude Bellingham, you got McAllister, you got Koné. Who would you rather have? Right, let's put it like this, Jen. Would you rather have, knowing the way we run, would you rather have Bellingham on his own or Thuram, Koné, and McAllister?
3.
Yeah, 3.
You want-
3.
Jenny, I've got a better one. Would you rather Bellingham or Morton?
Oh,
I love it. It's great. It's great. Anything else you wanted to say, Jen?
who do you think we will get in? Koné? Well, do you think we get both? And
I'm hoping
I want
both. I'm
both.
hoping I want Koné and Thuram and McAllister. That would do me perfectly. Liverpool Football Club low. I can see. Look, we've got to remember if we got Hendo, Thiago, and Fabinho, they're your three veteran midfielders. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got McAllister and say Thuram.
Yeah.
Then you've got Stefan, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, and Tyler Morton. That's 9 midfielders. And if you think of it like that, and none of them go on loan or get sold, then we're only buying 2 midfielders.
Okay.
If we get 3 midfielders in, that means they're going to loan out maybe a Harvey Elliott and a Tyler Morton or something like that.
I think Morton should be loaned to the Prem. A Prem team.
Morton needs a Prem team, so he might be loaned out. I don't think Harvey's going anywhere. This is why I've been saying this as well. I think that's why we're only going to get 2 midfielders in, because where's the squad space?
Make space, Jen. We'll make space, man.
You got to, man.
Work for your space, man. Work for your space.
10 midfielders. Liverpool has 10
Jamie,
midfielders.
why not? We got Europa League. You want to go all the way, right? I'm pretty sure you
want to
do.
win it.
You got FA Cup games. You want to go all the way, right? You got the Carabao Cup. You want to go all the way, and you want to compete in the Premier League. So if we want to do that, we're going to need to be able to rotate. And we know with Klopp's training methods, obviously he's changed it slightly. Players are going to get injured. We know this. Start the season, we might only have 5 midfielders fit because pre-season's around the corner. And then we also have the pre-season friendlies as well, where players can pick up knocks. So it's better to have than you need them, and we don't have them. Like last season when we had all those injuries and we didn't have them, we're chasing around trying to get Arthur on a loan deal. And then he got injured for like 4 months. So you're better off for having enough and then praying that no one gets injured. Then you can rotate, and it's a headache. I get it. Or if 5 players get injured, you're like, okay, at least I've still got 5 quality midfielders. I'm ready to play.
Good shout. I mean, I'm hoping.
We will get a goalkeeper in as well.
I want.
Yeah, I want one.
Go on, Jay. I want
to say that.
Yeah, I want one, but not to the detriment of certain players that I like in the team.
Right, Jen, we're going to have to get you out of here and get other people on, okay? Thank you for coming on, Jen.
Thank you.
No worries, Jen. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, I didn't put the timer on for Jen, guys, so she didn't have to feel like she had to get everything in 3 minutes. So I didn't put the timer on. So I let Jen have a time there to talk, because if the timer's on, Jen might get a bit flustered with it, and so that's why I didn't put the timer on for Jen, guys. If anyone's asking,
Big up to Jen, man.
Big up, Jen. See you later.
Hopefully, she at least now I know she prefers Morton over Bellingham. So
There you go. Tyler Morton, man. Tyler Morton. Right. Next up, yeah, he's been on for a while. It's Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Yo, how are you?
We're doing good. We're going to start your time. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. Go.
All right. So I'm just going to be realistic. I don't want to talk about transfers. I just want to talk about what I think is going on. First and foremost, I just got to say that I think that the system is more important than the players. It took Jurgen Klopp until April to make any changes. And when he did, we went on a 7-game winning streak. If he makes that change in December, we're looking at a completely different season. And it concerns me that it takes someone 6 months to realize that there's something wrong with the system that they continually put out to play. And then for all those people who are saying now, when we get the players we need, we can go back to the 4-3-3. Well, my argument against that would be with the 4-3-3, we only won 1 Premier League and we're 1 for 4 in European finals, and it has not produced the results. Yes, we're better, but I would say that I want evolution, not regression. This upcoming next season, no matter who we bring in, and I'm happy with the players that we're linked to, if Jordan Henderson is playing in this team in August and he starts, I'm fully Klopp out. Like, I don't care. If they go and it's ALEXIS MAC ALLISTER, Fabinho, and Jordan Henderson, I've lost all confidence in Klopp's ability to progress and evolve as a manager, because for so long he ignored all of these signs, and now we're addressing them with the signings, but it doesn't change the fact that our players didn't change midway through the season and we were able to turn things around. If you make that happen 4 weeks earlier, we're in the top 4, and this is a completely different season, even though it still would have been poor. But regardless, I just think that I don't want to ignore Klopp and his shortcomings over the past 12 months, and I think that ultimately the system going forward is going to be what's most important. Yes, we need players. Yes, I love Thuram. I love Koné. I think ALEXIS MAC ALLISTER is – people talk shit on him for no reason. I mean, he donned during the World Cup. I don't know if you guys watched all of Argentina's games, but he was an absolute machine. I don't care about Jude Bellingham. He can piss off. Like, I'm over it. We need a defender. We need a right back. But most importantly, we need a new system, and we need something to stick to. And if we revert back to our old ways, I'm just telling you right now, we are going to be in for an even worse season than last, because the confidence is going to fall real quick if these guys don't come out swinging hard next season. So anyway, just more about the system and the fact that, like, yeah, you can say that we have been great compared to what we have been, but, the 1 for 4 in European finals is what I'll always go back to. And the 1 Premier League in 8 seasons. It's like, how much are we willing to buff ourselves up here? I get confidence, but at the same time, base it in reality. And based in reality, we've fallen short on numerous occasions, and it's time to evolve. That's it.
Fair enough. Great call, man. Great call. We'll let you go. Me and Enz will chop that up right now, man. Great call, though, Mike. Nice to see you again. Hear you again from you soon, man. What do you reckon, Enz? What do you reckon there? So it's 4-3-3 outdated for Liverpool now?
No, so to his first point about it's just the system's more important than kind of the players. Yeah, because I think I was saying that as well. If we change the system earlier based on the players we have, we could have got the best out of the team, which then in turn would have got better results. So I agree with him on that point. The other point I disagree with Mike on is the part about the 4-3-3. We only have won 1 league with that. I get that, but at the same time, it wasn't because of the formation why we didn't win more leagues. We was playing against the juggernaut of Man City, because ideally 90-odd points, high 80 points a season should naturally win you the Premier League. So it wasn't the system the reason why we didn't win more than 1 Premier League. It was just because Man City was as good, if not better, throughout those seasons where we was competing. But to his first point, 100%, if we just change that system a lot earlier, 100% we would have won a lot more games and then possibly get into the top 4. Just to his second point, I disagree. And then he said he thinks we need a centre-back and a right-back as well. Mike, I would love to know what centre-back you'd want and what right-back you'd want as well. I don't know if you're still in the comments, but I would love to see what you said for that one.
Yeah, I mean, a centre back. I can understand the centre back chats because there's a lot of talk that Matip might be leaving this season. You got Joey G there, who's not had the greatest year or so. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I mean, with Virgil, we don't know if Virgil's declining or not. He was just shattered. We're going to find out about that this season coming. Obviously, Konate's there. So yeah, I think we definitely need a centre back going forward. There's no doubt about that. And if one's available this summer, that is right for Liverpool, then Liverpool probably should be all over that and future planning, future proofing for the seasons to come. That's what Liverpool probably should do. A right back, look, we got a young Scott there who's meant to be a right back, and you got Trent, who, for me, don't know about you, Ends. I feel if we get the midfield right this summer, I think Trent goes back to being a normal everyday right back, like he was before. But maybe have a couple of positions. Sometimes he might.
I think a couple of.
It'll
be good because, like what Mike's kind of asking for as well, what I'm asking for is the adaptability of changing the formation. So I think Trent would go back at right back. So then it forces us back into a 4-3-3, which is cool, I guess, because we'll have the players and the runners if we get the signings we need. Then you could change it to the 3-2-4-1 with the inverted fullbacks. It also allows us to play a 4-4-2 because obviously we have Gakpo, we have Nunez, got Diaz, and Jota. And then it allows us to expand on the formation. But yeah, in terms of Trent, I think Trent will be able to play midfield and right back next season. But what I don't want to see Klopp do is go, I've signed Koné, I've signed Thuram. Oh, we're just going back to 4-3-3 and that's it. We just need to change. I see a couple of the guys saying some of the low blocks cost us as well, which is true. So I think now with the new shapes, new formation, if Klopp decides to run with it, I don't see any issues, man, because I think we'll have enough, hopefully have enough to kind of compete and go past these low blocks.
Yeah, I mean it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I'm sort of like, I don't know if low blocks are that much of an issue because I think we usually score against every team we play against. It's our defending on the counter attack against low blocks. I think is more our issue. Sometimes you're playing against a low block, man. You're not meant to annihilate them 4-0, 5-0. You win 1 or 2-0 and you get out of there. It's just that's what you have to do sometimes. And what my issue is when we play against teams with a low block, we're always our weaknesses against their counter attack because we get frustrated with ourselves. Sometimes football's frustrating. Sometimes you've got to find a way to score a goal and hang in there for 90 minutes. We can't always look at Man City destroying teams. That's not the way we can play. Like, we don't play like Man City. We never will. They play a way that no other club in Europe does, because of their manager. So, yeah, I don't think low blocks are as much a problem as everyone thinks it is. Everyone said we had a problem against low blocks when we won the Premier League. We scorched that league. We scored against everyone. So, yeah, sometimes a low block is a low block, and it's they defend it well. If you've got a team that defends really well in a low block, get your goal and get out of there. That's what I say. That's what I say. Right, let's get our next man in. Uncle Albert is in the house.
Big up, Albert.
What up? How are you guys doing?
We're doing
good as good can be, man.
Yeah, listen, we're always quick to criticize FSG and Klopp and whatever. When they do right, let's just say they've done right. This McAllister business is a absolutely stunning achievement. It's not just a bit of business, it's an achievement that we got past all the other sharks in the ocean and managed to skewer that tuna. Hey, we've really done it this time. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep saying it. McAllister is a better player than Jude Bellingham. Wow. He doesn't have pretty boy looks. He doesn't have the marketing thing but put him on the pitch any day. He's a better player than Jude Bellingham. And he doesn't have a cropped knee. Okay? This is not sour grapes. It's just grapes. It's just what it is. This kid can play. I'm surprised that people haven't forgotten how he played the World Cup. He didn't start. It was Paredes and all the others who were starting until they messed up in the Saudi Arabia game and the coach brought him and Enzo in. And he ran that show, people. He scored a goal. He was the best man in the Poland match, and he gave the assist in the final. Look, we've got a gem. Let's just hope that Klopp doesn't put him in the goalpost instead of Alisson or turn him into a left full back or something. That's the only thing. As regards the other midfielders, we've got a bargain on this one. He should get 4. Because my feeling from watching a lot of football, I think Gabriel Veiga is better than Koné and Thuram at this time. I don't know what happens in the future, but he's better than both of them. So he should get him too. There's nothing wrong with having the 4 of them. Maybe get a Mickey van der Ven or get a Inacio, because I think the real tweak he needs to make is to get a left-sided centre back and reduce Robertson's minutes, because Robertson was the worst player in our team last season apart from Henderson. Nobody wants to admit it. If it was Trent, we would have been doing Trent. He was absolutely the worst player save for Henderson. I don't even want to discuss Henderson because that's playing with 10.5 men. But they've done well. Let's keep hoping and praying that they do better. They get the players that we need to get, because we have to aim to be challenging the likes of Rodri in the middle of the park. Fabinho can't do it anymore. I mean, let's just admit it. He can't. He just can't do it anymore. You will get 1 or 2 good games from Fab, but at the end of the day, that's it. You're not going to get consistency from him. So that's where we are. And as for Henderson and Elliott, thank God we will see less of them. I just want to see less of those two, because they are not Liverpool players. And even if they are going to be Liverpool players, they should be squad players. Questions?
Have you got one?
Wow. So 4 players. Do you think we got to be careful that we don't buy too many in to integrate in their first season?
Well, you've got to get some out. I want to be ruthless, and I think that this summer we should move Thiago on. Okay? I want to be ruthless. I want Thiago to be moved on, because Thiago is not going to give us, his average is 2/3 of the games we play. Maybe we're going to keep him as a luxury player. But remember, he earns 220,000 a week. If you can move him on, move him on. I mean, that's the ruthlessness we need. We simply need to do better. And given our history of the past, certain players cannot play a prominent role in our season, because you know what is going to happen. We sat on your program and we guaranteed ourselves that sooner or later Thiago was going to get injured with the amount of minutes he was playing. And boom, it happened. And this time it was his hip. How many people have a hip operation and come back the same? How many people? Somebody tell me in the chat. You know, let's just call it what it is.
But Albert, it's not a hip replacement he's having. He's just having a hip operation to fix.
A hip operation, simple. Listen, I've had 2 back surgeries, and my back is just not the same. It's never the same. When they touch you with a knife, it's never the same. The doctors will tell you all kinds of stories. It's not the same.
He's a professional athlete, man. I'm sure he's got the right.
But he's a human being first. You know what I'm saying?
But he's still an athlete as well, man. So
medical science has done a lot for athletes. I agree. It can go close to perfection, but if they touch you with a knife, you're never the same. I'm telling you that right now. And just hope that nobody ever touches you with a knife.
Apparently, there's some rumours going around that Liverpool will meet Gabriel Veiga's agent tomorrow.
Yeah, let's take it. Listen, he's better than Koné and Thuram. He's better. Okay?
I ain't seen him play, so I can't.
Yeah, watch him. Just graduate yourself on YouTube. Watch him. If you don't want to watch him, just watch what he did against Barcelona. He single-handedly dragged Celta Vigo back into the La Liga because they were on the verge of getting relegated. See, that's what I like about a player. A guy who can take a game by the scruff of his neck and change the game in the favor of his team. That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. All those triangular passes from the edge of the box. And you were talking about low block. How many times did any of our midfielders take a shot from the edge of the box to threaten a low block? The one time we had a good free kick against a team that was playing a low block out of hell, right? Our own captain stopped the shot from going in, to the extent that the coach made a joke of it at the end of the season.
Albert,
and
you
I
didn't have
bet
to throw him under the bus, Albert. The manager didn't throw him under
I'm
the bus, so
saying
why are you
that-
throwing him under the bus?
Who? Henderson?
Yeah, the manager didn't name him. Klopp didn't name him. He just said a player did it. Now you're throwing Henderson
okay,
under
so
the
Klopp
bus.
didn't name him. Didn't Trent name him? Didn't Trent?
Nah, man.
Didn't Trent say the same story and name him? Were you not watching? Hey, Ends, listen, it's what it is. It's already happened. For me, I actually think that what has happened this year is good because it has rubbed the complacency from Klopp's mind, right? His mentality. The complacency is gone. If he didn't rub it himself, somebody did. I think Mike Gordon returning into the team and him being called out on Milner and a few other things that have happened. Big George coming into the fold and what have you, is probably a sign that the owners were not happy. If you ask me, the owners had taken it for granted that we will always qualify for Champions League. When we didn't, and they hit their bottom line, because it's going to hit their bottom line about 50 million euros, they were like, oops, we have to set up. So I think a conversation has taken place. I'm just hazarding a guess, right? So it's good. The adversity is good in a way. Let's go and play our Thursday night fights with ESPN, okay? And we will see, because some of these guys need to graduate into the system. And if you listen to McAllister's interview and listening to the kid, he knows football. He actually knows the game. I listened to him, I was like, whoa, this is a guy who just can't play. He actually knows what's going on the pitch. So he says he wants less pressure. He wants to go Europa and then he goes up. Good thing. He knows he doesn't want to be trusting at the deep end. But somehow or the other, I think he simply just wanted to play for Klopp because he could have done better elsewhere, really. So let's hope for the best. It's a good start. Let's commend them. Let's not do a journal and never be happy with anything they've done. And like some of you who are not Klopp out and say we should give Klopp time, some of us will listen to, even though I think he should be gone. Sometimes the players that you have simply do not allow you to go because they are better than anything else. They can play without coaching, right? Let's hope that we get to that point. Because
Albert, let's let me and Jamie chop it up, because you're going to give me too much to kind of. I'm blown away. I know. Listen, I know you got so much to say, bro. And
yeah, I mean, I have a lot to say, but I
can tell, bro.
Yeah. I have a lot to say. I'm just really relieved that we've gotten this kid, and let's just do better from there.
The only one that I disagree with, but I'll chop it up, is that Viega's better than Thuram and Koné. But
yeah,
that's
he
a
is.
conversation.
He absolutely is.
Okay.
He absolutely. Listen. I am as passionate about my black kids in France as possible. I'm telling you, Viega is better than them.
I've watched all three of them, so I think it's a conversation we'll have. We'll definitely have a conversation.
Yeah. Go check him out. Check him out. He's better.
No, I watch. I know.
I'll check him out tonight, Albert.
Yeah,
no worries.
He's better than both of them.
All right, Albert. Cheers, man. We'll see you soon. Yeah.
Big up, Albert.
All right, we'll get Gary on, then we'll chat about all that after.
Yeah.
Big up, Gary. How you doing, mate? Gary?
Oh, hello there, boys.
You're right. In the building. Good,
you all right, man? How you doing, man? You there, Gal? Gary, are you there?
Gary? There, I think.
Gary,
having issues with his mic.
Yeah. Gary, you there, mate? We can't hear you. You there, Gal?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, can you hear me now? Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we can hear you now, mate. We can hear you now.
How you doing? You right?
Yeah, we're doing mate. Good. We're doing good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. I was just listening to Albert's interesting points there. I just want just getting on the points of like McAllister signing. I think it's a fantastic signing for the club. The interesting thing is when we had a lot of success, it was built on Fab, Milner, and Wijnaldum, which was a lot of energy up and down. And I'm just interested to say, with McAllister, who's not what I call like super energetic, that we're going for Thuram and Koné, hopefully, for them extra legs. And I think it's quite a good move to go for the two guys that are like athletes, and they've got great technique as well, because I've seen them for the French under-21s, and that Koné is what I'd say is he reminds me very much like Vieira. He's got this real burst of energy and great feet, and he can shoot from long distance. And Thuram he's like a machine, because I've seen him on the left wing a lot this season in Ligue 1. And I was thinking to myself, man, this guy can like run the midfield for us like Patrick Vieira, you know, he's like a spider with them legs. And he gets what they're both good at. They're really good at breaking up the counter attacks, which we've had a lot of trouble with this year. We've been hit by a deep line play like teams like Villa on the counter attacks, whether it's long ball or playing through midfield. and we've not had any kind of anyone repelling against that, and it's really affected our back four a lot, you know. And I know people going on Robbo and Van Dijk and Trent and sometimes Matip, but they get exposed so much. And when you've got good quality Premier League players like an attack, they're going to like take advantage of that, you know, like our front three do. So the signing of McAllister, I'm intrigued about. Great bargain thing, but I don't think he's going to play. I think he's going to play in front of the two that we're going to get like the two French lads. I think he's going to be floating
like a mini
around.
triangle, like a mini triangle.
Yeah, like a triangle. And the only issue is that a lot of people have concerns about is Trent, you know, defensively. But with the two guys being able to run like what I call the Hendo in role to cover Trent, I think it's going to springboard Trent to run up the sides again, which we've lacked this season, you know, the width. And I know people have gone in at Robbo, but the man still gets forward. He's got 53 assists, career assists, which is fantastic. You know, like even this season, he whipped a ball in. You think, I don't see many left backs doing that. And I think the only reason he's struggled is because he hasn't been able to be that effective, you know, especially with no man in front of him protecting. So I'm really excited about moving forward. And I'd like, I don't know about anyone else, but I'd really like us to get back to the style we was playing in 17, 18, 19, you know, that full-on press. And with Gakpo, Jota, Salah, that seem to have integrated very well into that, they would be the starting pair, and Diaz backing it up with Nunez. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the new season, and it doesn't matter really who we're getting, if it's one or the other, Thuram or Koné. I think it's going to be the three, and another centre back to back up Van Dijk. Like, my personal opinion, I don't know about you guys, I love that Levi Colwill. Watching him at Brighton, he's going to be superb. Left-footed, he's exactly what we need. The trouble is, Chelsea probably will not sell him to us in a million years. And hopefully I ain't took too much time and I made some good points, but that's about me.
Man, it's a quality call, mate. It's a quality call. Absolute quality, thanks. Gary. Thank you for coming on, my man. We'll chop that up now. Have a little chat about it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, come on again, Gal. Quality call, mate. Quality call.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
No worries, man.
Bye.
Yeah, that's quality by Gary there. So yeah, this is just hit. So Liverpool have been in contact with Sporting over the move of Cancelo in a sale, is it? The last few hours is believed that either Gomez or Matip will leave the club this summer. So I know a lot of Liverpool fans have been after that kind of player. I'm not sure how you feel on that ends. Gomez or Matip leaving this summer?
Oh, Matip makes more sense, but obviously, people probably say Gomez should go.
I think one or two. No, I think one or two will go leave. I think Matip will leave because of the,
I think he's out of contract at the end of the season as well, so it makes sense, to be fair. Big up, Kate.
But yeah, let's go to what Gal was saying there, because he brought out some great. He brought out some. That was a great call. Going back to the old style. If you look at the midfielders we link to, that looks like what Klopp wants to do, don't it? He wants to get counter-press hungry midfielders in that are mobile, that can move, that are quick and can cover ground. For me, that's what we've been linked to. I think that's the style we want to go back to. Ends. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, I think so as well. But at the same time, I really believe even with the new systems or system that he's used, I think they can still work in those systems as well. So I think it's great that, we get these versatile players, because normally I get onto Klopp, especially when he starts changing players all over the pitch. But I think with these style of players, and I think K-Mac was talking earlier, something has massively changed in the club, because now we're going back to buying players that we know will definitely fit in at the club and move us forward. Where I think over the last summer, and apart from obviously Gakpo, I think it was just Klopp signing players, and I think he was just kind of signing players who he thinks would be good for us. And I think now we've gone back to a structured approach where we're like, okay, cool. Klopp, if you're going to go to a 4-3-3, these guys can fit it. If you're going to stick to the new shape, these guys will fit it. If you go to a 4-4-2, these guys will fit it. And I think, massive move if we can get these players across the line.
Because he's right as well. We brought it up a little bit earlier as well about the low blocks, and it's about the counter pressing from the other teams that we struggled with last season. And if you look at the midfield, fortunately, Henderson, Fabinho, quality players they were, they're not able to handle that counter attack press no more from opposition teams. So we definitely need players of a McAllister in, a Thuram in, a Koné in, and I think he's right there, man. If we go back to that counter press high up, winning the ball back high in transition, which we were fantastic at, getting the ball to the attackers. We don't play over 10 because Klopp says counter pressing is his 10. No, that's his version of being a number 10. That's what Klopp says. Because I went and looked at it as well. Thought he might be right in some ways, because you go back to the way we used to play. We run the ball back high up, we strangled teams, we suffocated teams, and then basically Henderson and Wijnaldum would just give the simple balls to Mane, Bobby, and Mo, and then they'll do their things, or they'll tuck in, allow Robbo and Trent to get forward and find the overlaps and stuff like that. So maybe Klopp's got a point there with the way we play, but I think the players we're getting, like Gal said, I think they fit what we want to do more than some players. Does Mason Mount fit that criteria? Probably not. So,
do you think he could, though, Jamie? To be fair, I think Mason Mount has that grip. I'll probably be the only one on this boat, which is fine. I do think he has the ability to do the pressing thing as well, and the counter pressing, because I've seen him do it at Chelsea. I've seen him do it on the big stages. I've seen him score big goals as well. So I think he can do it. It's just obviously he's not a player that it's not a name that everyone looks at and go, no, we should get him, and which makes sense. I get it, but for me personally, I think if he did go to Liverpool, I think he would do well. But we got McAllister now, so nothing about Mason Mount.
And the defensive side of the game, which he was talking about earlier, is I've been saying this all season. We defend 1-on-1. That's how we defend. And if we are open and we open the gates and let everyone come in, and you're defending 1-on-1, it is no wonder that Virgil's knackered, Matip's knackered, Gomez is knackered. Koné looked tired at times, started making all mistakes. Trent was getting exposed. So if we tighten that up, do we see a much better Virgil next season, a much better Matip next season, a much better Koné next season, Ends?
Yeah, no, you could see it this season anyway, man. I think the centre backs, look, their job is to defend, and they have to do their job. But you think at a big club, the centre backs don't really have a lot to do, because the strikers will be taking care of business. The midfielders will kind of protect them and make sure nothing really go through at them. But I think what kept happening this season was teams were just bypassing the strikers and the midfielders and just hitting the defenders. And I think Verge's kind of touched on him. I think he was just doing too much work, and to a point where he's like looking around going, in every game I'm facing 4 or 5 1v1s, but when Fab was at his best, when Hendo and Genie was at their best, probably 1 or 2 a game he had to do. But now he's like consistently, guys are running down the channel, running past Robbo because he's pressing too high. We moved Trent out right back because he was switching off, and Koné now has to do that, covering that side as well. So getting these kind of guys like your Konés, your Thuram, McAllisters, we could hold the ball better. And not only that, these guys will be running around, pressing everyone. So it will then force teams into mistakes when the turnovers will be better. And then less work for Koné, less work for Virgil, less work for Robbo, maybe less work for Trent as well if he goes back to right back. So, man, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Big up Michael with the super chat. So true, Vega is better than all of them. See, I've not seen him play, so I'll take you all.
He's a good, technically good player. He's technically good on the ball. He carries the ball well. He's got decent speed on him, decent strike. But so does the other players, to be fair, if not better. But Viega is that he's like a McAllister, just with a bit more speed.
Fair enough. I mean, is this his first? See, I don't know nothing about him. So is this his first? Is this his first good season?
Standout season, yeah. In terms of a standout season, yeah.
Do you worry about that?
I know, but that's not to say he's not a good player. And to be fair to him, what Albert said about the Barca game, he did drag his team through that game. Scored 2 goals in the game, but they were 2 quality goals. And to the Colwell conversation as well, on Gary's point, he was like, Colwell would be an ideal player. I think we should. But I think you said, depending, obviously Chelsea he might have said that Chelsea won't sell him to us.
Chelsea, no way. No.
Yeah, if we find out how much Brighton are bidding, and they're saying about 30, 40 million, I think 40 million got turned down, or 35 million got turned down.
I think they want 50, Chelsea.
If it's 50, yeah, man, I think go and get him still. He's a future. It's one for the future. Go and get him.
He's a diamond of a little player. I think Chelsea are using him some kind of Casado argument. I think that's what
they can try.
Yeah, I think they go look at it and go, look, Brighton, you want him? All right, we want Casado. Let's do a bit of business here. Let's sort this out. He could be used as a pawn for that, I think. There's links today that Arsenal are going to try and buy Casado as well. So, yeah, but Colwell, I just don't see Chelsea selling him to a top 6 rival. I really don't. They're not going to make another team stronger, make them weaker. Who Ram? Who's his favourite player, my man?
It's Gerrard, his favourite player.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Who's ain't? Declan Rice. Declan Rice, his favourite player, Gerrard. Bellingham's favourite player, Gerrard. Do you remember when Reece James and Bellingham did that thing about who's your favourite, and they had to be blindfolded or whatever it was? No, had to have sand on, didn't they? So they couldn't hear. And Reece James was sure it was Frank Lampard, and he's like, "No, Stevie G." Reece James was so upset. He's like, Lampard
was good, man, but I couldn't believe people tried. Gerrard was just the guy, man, all rounder.
Yeah, Gerrard's best. Yeah, the only person I've seen better is De Bruyne. Yeah, and I think it's close. On that. Guys, that is it. That is the end of the call-in show. There's no more callers. We're going to leave it there. Guys, Enz has got a show coming up as well, so I've put a redirect on. So when this video finishes, guys, everyone stay where they are, and you're all going to go straight to Enz's show. Enz's show will come up on the screen like that as soon as we end. So everyone, please stay around. Make sure you're ready for Enz's show, man. Enz, what you got coming up, man?
So it's the Nunez Gakpo debate. So it's who starts up front. Based on, obviously, if we get the players that we get, who starts up front. I'm on the Nunez train. Obviously, Gakpo is still Nunez. My guy as well. But let's see what happens, man. But yeah, I'm Team Nunez.
Yeah. I mean, look, I love them both. I love them both. Danny up the Reds, big up to you. KDB ain't better than Gerrard. I said the only one I've seen as good as Gerrard. I didn't say like better.
Oh, you can't mention Gerrard's name and other players.
No. I literally watched De Bruyne play, and he reminds me so much of Stevie. Even the way he moves, the way he runs, it's so similar. Yeah, the Nunez Gakpo thing. So, guys, make sure you get over there. That's going to be a heck of a show. Nunez, look, I like Nunez. I like Gakpo. Just right now, I think Gakpo's got that number 9 shirt next season. I really do. And it just suits what Klopp wants him to do. Just suits.
Hey, we get the players. McAllister unlocks him.
Nothing wrong with having a squad, though. Nothing wrong with having a squad.
Exactly.
Wrong with it. We always moan that we ain't got like 50 million pound players on the bench. Well, you know, someone's got a whole bench, guys. You can't play all 5 of them, so someone's got a whole bench, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. I'll tell you what will happen though, because I've seen people say this. I think it was one of the people earlier on the show in the corner. I can't remember who it is. Might have been Paul. No, it was Mike. I think he said about he'll go mad if he sees Hendo starting the opening game of the season. Be ready to go mad.
Captain Hendo.
Because
this is what I said. God, Jimmy, sorry.
If everyone thinks that Klopp is going to play all 3 new midfielders in the first game of the season, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we say we got all our players in. I wouldn't be surprised if the midfield 3 is Hendo, McAllister, and Fabinho on the opening day of the season. It wouldn't shock.
Jamie, bro.
It wouldn't shock me. Would it shock anyone else? It wouldn't.
That's why I said pre-season is a big teller, guys. So pay attention to the pre-season games. That will kind of give you an indication of.
I mean, if it's Thiago, Fabinho, McAllister, sauce.
Sounds a bit better.
But guys, we're going to finish there. Make sure you go over to Enzi's channel as soon as this finishes. It'll come up on your screen. You guys don't need to do anything. Thank you very much, all the callers, super chatters, everyone in the chat. Big up the Enz as well, guys. I'll be back Saturday with Champions League watch along, guys. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy tomorrow. See you later, guys. Bye bye.
Big up.